Good morning, brothers and sisters. I give thanks that God has put us in this time, for this time is the time for the Lord's coming. It may be possible that we can see the Lord without going through death. We can see His coming with our bare eye. This time is also the time for the accomplishment for His will. How precious! He put us in this time so that we can be in one heart to accomplish His will since ages ago. I hope every Christian besides me is partaking to bring forward the capstones together to finish the church. Let us shout for joy. I formed you. You are my servant, O Israel. You will not be forgotten by me. The Lord needs every single one of us very much to raise up the church to be the witnesses in this age, so that more and more brothers and sisters and the world to know God deeply. This is also the time which is full of challenges. The devils will go mad to attack the church. He wants to hinder God to accomplish His will. Therefore, we have to safeguard our hearts well. We shall not fall into the trap of the devils. The most important is that we have to be close with God in order our spirit is guarded. The verses I'd like to share with you today is in Psalms 16, verse 2 and verse 9. And it said, I say to the Lord, You are my Lord. I have no good apart from you. Verse 9. Therefore my heart is glad, and my whole being rejoices. My flesh also dwells secure. The heart was mentioned over 1,000 times in the whole Bible. I especially mention these verses about my heart. The word my heart is not the heart in flesh, but the mind and the emotion in our spirit. The heart is what the Lord wants most. God really wants us to commit our heart, which is our spirit, to Him. The words mentioned, I say to the Lord, this is an important thing in our spirit, and that is the focus. We have to focus on the Lord. In other words, our mind, our emotion, our willpower shall turn to God. God is our greatest gain in life. We are the happiest when we turn to God. In verse 9 it said, Therefore my heart is glad, and my whole being rejoices. Only the Lord can satisfy our hearts, and we have a rejoicing spirit. And it followed by my flesh also dwells secure. It's talking about the real flesh. A rejoicing spirit affects our flesh too. I believe you all have experienced when your spirit is happy and satisfied. Your body are relaxed and strengthens too. Brothers and sisters, we have to keep our hearts. Every heart of ours needs to be kept with all vigilance. Keep your heart with all vigilance. We shall commit our mind, emotion, and willpower to God. This is the meaning of loving God with all your heart. There is one thing we need to be aware, and that is to set our mind on the Lord, to be mindful of the Lord Himself. Our mind is very important. Our mind is our standpoint. It is directly related to whether we can affect it by the truth or not. So remember what I have said, to commit your mind to God every day. When we wake up every day, we think of the Father and the Lord, to bring our mind back to God. Then it is much easier for us to keep our hearts. It is easy for us to think of God and live before God throughout the day. It is hard for the temptations or bad thoughts to come near us. Instead of bearing the temptation in the negative measures, why don't we take an active move to think of God Himself? Someone may think it is nice to rain today, but others may think rainy day gives me the bad mood. You see, things in life falls on different people, have different thoughts, and these thoughts has influenced us. One thing which is sure is that we can determine our mind. You can choose what you think. we shall choose to trust in God. The standpoint of our mind are very important. For example, we trust that God makes things work together. This standpoint can support us all through our life and live abundantly. Brothers and sisters, to be happy or not is really up to you, whether how you keep your heart. Furthermore, we're not keeping our mind from thinking of the evil things, but what is more important is to have the sweet mind, to think of God, to think of love, and to think of His presence with us. To fill up your mind with these truths, to be influenced your mind by these beautiful thoughts, you'll be more glorious and happy. So the words we have read in Psalms 16 is said, "Therefore my heart is glad and my whole being rejoices." In the original scripture it can be translated as my glory. Brothers and sisters, our mind can affect whether we are glorious or not. Therefore, we can improve together in keeping our mind. I can say it is a lesson to learn throughout our life. I'd like to tell you a story. It was a morning after the rainstorm. There was an elderly walking by the sea. He noticed that because of the rainstorm, the wave has brought the little fishes to the shore. The numbers was numerous. This elderly saw a boy who was about 7 or 8 years old. He bent down, picking up the little fishes and threw it back to the sea. He picked up one by one and threw it back again. This old man came to the boy and asked this boy, "That's a lot of fish. Can you get them all?" The boy didn't answer him and kept picking up the fishes. The old man asked him again, "Who cares whether to save these fishes or not? Why do you do this?" The boy then answered, "The little fishes know. The little fishes care, and my heart really cares too." This sentence has touched this old man. My heart really cared. Then the old man and the boy threw the little fishes back to the sea. Actually, the little fishes in the ocean, the life are very tiny. Do you know how many little fishes in this world? No one cares about these little fishes. But this little boy's heart cares about these little fishes. His heart cared than anything else, for he has a kind heart. If your heart cares and the things that you do is different, if you treasure the life of that little fishes, you will try your best to save every single fish. So it doesn't matter the value of this little fish is one of the billions and billions of them. What is matter is his heart, and he was so care about the little fish. I thought of myself, I'm 1 in 10 million. Actually, I cannot achieve any great thing in my life. I can say I'm no different than the ordinary person. But God cares about me. His heart cares for me, and this is the most precious. I remembered I decided not to eat shark fins many years ago. I went to a sister's house and ate with them during this Chinese New Year. The sisters has made some soup for me, and it has shark fins in the soup. I didn't know, for I haven't eaten it for a long time. I said to her the soup was very tasty, and she said it has shark fins in it. I didn't spit it out at that moment, but just ate it. But I told this sister I haven't ate shark fins for a long time, and I didn't want to eat, so I didn't ask for the second bowl of soup. You may think that I have gone too far, or it doesn't help at all. I knew, but I remember I have watched a documentary program how the sharks were killed and hung. My heart was so sad, and I decided at that time I'll no longer eat the shark fins. That's right, I know, it doesn't help at all. I want to keep what my heart is thinking. I want to keep it to the end when I think it is right. Brothers and sisters, we have to keep our heart with all vigilance. We shall hide our mind in God, to meditate God's always. Do you think it is right things to do? Are you willing to keep your heart like this to the end? Brothers and sisters, remember what God wants most is our heart. May we commit our hearts to God. Let's commit our mind, our emotion, and our willpower to Him.